Hi MMC, welcome to my channel. This week I'm going to be trying the KVD True Portrait Foundation, which is this one here. I try to use different methods each day as much as I can to test out this foundation in different ways, what the best kind of application method for this foundation is, what primers work well with it that I have. Also my skin is quite a combination. I get more oilier on my nose and my forehead, but a bit drier around the edges of my face, towards my cheeks, my jaw and everything like that. I have filmed a first impression with this foundation, which can be seen up here in the cards if you want to have a look. So yeah, here is my first day of wearing the True Portrait Foundation from KVD Vegan Beauty. So yeah, I'm just going to chuck this foundation on, and this is the first day. Well, first day, I've already tried it in my first impression. I feel like I look a bit dull and drier today, so I'm going to use my Strobe Cream from MAC as my primer today underneath my foundation, and we'll see how this goes. Right, next I'm going to play with this foundation again, this KVD foundation, so give it a good shake. I think today I'm going to put it straight on the brush. And yeah, I'm just going to go with this with the brush, and here we go. Really nice. I like a nice stubby brush like this. Real Techniques 200 brush is actually quite good because it kind of works well with this cream liquid to powder foundation. Again, love the finish. Goes really nicely over that other primer. Yeah, I think that's worked quite well. And yeah, so I'll just finish up the rest of my makeup and wear it throughout the day again. Okay, so this is just a quick update after the first day of this video of me wearing this foundation, and again, it's just lasted lovely. Again, just poking through a little bit more my skin there, as you can see. Nothing too bad though. I haven't been wearing didn't have to wear a mask today, only went for a dog walk, so pretty good, and it's held up nicely again. It worked really well with the MAC primer as well. Try it again tomorrow, see if I feel any different. This is the second day of me testing out the KVD Vegan Beauty foundation. So I'm going to just get straight into it. Today I'm going to use the e.l.f. Putty Poreless Primer, just in some certain areas today, just to see how this one works on its own with it. I can use this Real Technique, I think it's like, it's just a base brush thing. I think it's 200 maybe? It's all rubbed off. Anyway, I'm use this my KVD foundation, obviously. And again, similar to yesterday, I'm just going to put it straight onto the brush. I really liked doing it this way yesterday, rather than putting it on straight on my face like I did my first impression, so. I love the powder finish to this foundation, it's really nice. And even though it is slightly off in shade when I first put it on, it blends out lovely once it is on. And yeah, really only 3 days I've been using this, and I love every minute of it. Okay, and then I'm going to go into my concealer now. Today I'm going to use the Too Faced Born This Way concealer again, because it's in my product pan, and I do want to get some use out of it. I'm not going to powder today, just going to see how this lasts as it is. Yeah, so I'm going to wear this throughout the night today again, do a quick update tonight at some point. It is now 1:45. Well, again, won't be wearing this for very long. I've cream blush today, I think, so see how that goes on top of this. Well, actually, I'll do that on camera now, just to see how it kind of goes. And it's going nicely over the powder finish foundation. And then I'm going into this Anastasia contour kit. Probably this middle shade, which I use quite often, and just use that to give me a light contour today. So just gonna see this like lightly contour look. It blends into nothingness. It's so good, but like not nothing. It's still there, but it just blends out really lovely. Alright, see you later tonight. It's only 10:30 and I'm like delirious for some reason, but here we go. So yeah, it's held up again really well. Obviously it's like come off a little bit just with daily wear, and like it's put it on, it's about, I can't remember, about 3:15 I think it was. So you know, had it on for a good few hours, and it doesn't like claim to last forever or anything like that, like 24 hours or something. But yeah, it's lasted really nicely. It has come off a bit, but it's not come off weirdly, and I'm hoping it's going to be like that every other day. Yeah, this is just what it looks like. Like I said, just like a whirlwind all around. I do have the whirlwind coming through. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Okay, this is the third day of me trying out the KVD Vegan Beauty True Portrait Foundation. So today I've only just got moisturiser on. I'm not actually going to put any primer particularly on. My skin feels quite balanced today. So I'm just going to leave it at my moisturiser. And now what I'm going to do first is grab Benefit Tint, which I'm trying to use up at the minute. Just gently place that where that darkness is. There's the one thing about this product, you got to put a thin layer, otherwise it will just drip everywhere. And that's right. Now that's dried into my skin a bit, I'm just going to dab that off. So that just gives it a little bit of a tin bit of colour correction just before I go in with my concealer. So I'm going to take my Too Faced Blonde Spray Concealer, a little bit on, and then grab my finger and just blend that out. Okay, and once that's blended out, then I'm going to go in with a foundation. I'm just going to use this brush today. This is just a one from Very, I believe. Quite nice, honestly. But I don't have any other clean foundation brushes, so I'm using this one today. On there. Foundation on. So yeah, that's definitely not my favourite brush to use. I'll definitely wash my brushes, so I've got my normal ones again. But it's still gone over nicely. But apart from that, it's actually still laid down on the skin lovely. I use my finger a bit to blend out some places which I couldn't blend out with the brush. I think I like this foundation a lot when wearing masks because with the powder finish, it won't transfer as much, hopefully. Okay, and then finally to finish off, just underneath my eyes, I'm going to grab this Maybelline SuperStay powder and just this random brush here that I've got from Profusion. Just place it underneath my eyes a little bit. I'm wearing my makeup for the rest of the day and I'll update you later. Okay, there's just a quick update for day 3 of wearing this foundation. In my dressing gown now, I'm just about to go take my makeup off and go to bed. I put this foundation on about 10 to 11. It's 11 o'clock at night now. And yeah, it's just held up pretty well again throughout the day. Nothing much has changed. Even without a primer, this has lasted really well. As you can see, like I said, you can see my skin through a little bit of this foundation anyway. It hasn't worn off weirdly today. So another good day with this foundation, especially for a 12-hour wear test. It's been really good. So I'll see you again for the next day of this week of trying the KVD True Portrait Foundation. Okay, this is day 4 of wearing my KVD Vegan Beauty True Portrait Foundation. I have the MAC Strobe Cream and the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer on my face. So like the putty primer around like my pore areas and then Strobe Cream everywhere else. Today, I'm going to use my fingers today to apply it. Just kind it off. I'm finally going to clean my brushes today, but it's also good just to see if any other kind of application works nicer with this foundation. Not quite the same amount of coverage I normally get, like I can see my spots a little bit more than normal. So I'm just going to put a nice little spot on one of my other fingers and just more tap it in rather than smooth in. And then again, let's see how cream blush goes over this with my fingers. I'm just going to take a little bit of my finger and just dab it on my cheeks. Kind of like, oh, no, don't do that. Okay. Just gently tap that to my skin. Foundation quite easily actually on my fingers. Put my concealer now. So yeah, I'm just going to chuck some powder underneath my eyes and that's it. So I'll come back for an update later on and tell you how it all again. Okay, really quick foundation update for tonight. Looking pretty good, but it has worn off a bit more today than normal. But I'm going to put that to the application method I use, which is my hands. So I wouldn't recommend using your hands to apply this foundation. It just didn't seem to work very well today. I would recommend this with a brush rather than anything else. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the next day of wearing this foundation. Okay, this is day 5. So I'm going to use another brush today. This is my Real Techniques brush. Yeah, I've already primed with the e.l.f. Putty Poreless Primer. Just put that on there. And I'm just going to go straight on with it where I want it mainly. The only thing about pouring out is like sometimes you do get the wrong amount, but this does blend in pretty easily usually. And you can add more on top even though it's a powder finish. I find it's quite easy to add more of the foundation on top. Okay, now the concealer I'm going to go in today with is a different one. I'm going to try the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer instead. Grab my brush again. Just going to blend that out. Okay, now I'm going to add more coverage to certain areas where I have got that foundation on. Okay, now I'm going to set my concealer down with this Maybelline SuperStay powder and this random brush I got in TK Maxx at some point. Okay, and this is how the foundation is looking today. And yeah, I'll do an update tonight and tell you how it wore again. Okay, quick foundation update since I've been enjoying a nice Chinese takeaway, which is the highlight of my lockdown. Overall though, it's lasted really well. Even if I get oily around my forehead and weird around my nose, it still held well around there. And yeah, I definitely think a brush so far is the best way to apply this one, but it is about 11:30. So, still a very good wear test. Almost 12 hours ago. So yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye. Okay, this is day 6 of testing out the KVD True Portrait Foundation. Normal kind of situation today. On a brush. Yeah, the only thing I can think of is when you get to the end of this foundation, you're not going to be able to squeeze out all the last little bits, because it does have like a plastic nozzle on top, so you won't be able to like scrape it out. So if you're the kind of person that likes to get every inch of product out of the foundation, probably wouldn't be your first choice, I can imagine. Oh yeah, I also primed with the Milk Hydrogrip primer. And now, for concealer, I'm going to go in with this Dermacol first, which is slightly deeper and pinker than my skin tone. And it's really good for correcting under my eyes, and it's really good coverage as well. So I enjoy using it, so I'll just put that on. And there we go. And then for the rest that I want to conceal, I'm just going to use this Too Faced Born This Way concealer. So the time is now 10:30. I'm going food shopping again today. So I'll also try and pick up a sponge from Boots to be able to test this foundation out with a sponge tomorrow. Yeah, and that's it really, and I'll see you later for the updates. Okay, just a quick update tonight. It's 1:45 and I really want to go to bed. I've just been quite awake tonight. Again, skin's looking pretty good today. Nothing too much changed. I think the brush is really the way to go with this. But overall, again, pretty good. I'm wearing the mask again today when I was food shopping, but it hasn't rubbed off my nose today. But it's looking really good. So that's the update for today. Not too much, but I'm kind of tired and I want to go to bed. So. See you later. Okay, final day of wearing the KVD True Portrait Foundation. So yesterday I went and picked up 2 sponges. These are Real Techniques ones. This is just a normal one, and this is also like a kind of like a fuzzy one, kind of like the Junior & Co sponge, I think, similar to it, but less fuzzy. So we'll do this one on this side, this one on this side. So left for normal, right for the fuzz. Let's see how this applies, like this, because I do normally prefer brush application. Definitely picked up some of that coverage that it was giving before. It's turned it into more of a light coverage kind of product instead of a more medium. It's kind of, yeah, I don't think it works well with a sponge. It just feels like it's kind of soaking up quite a lot of the product. Might go back in with a little bit more later, but first I'm going to go in with the fuzzy sponge now, which they suggested using it for powder. So I'm going to see if this applies this foundation a bit better. And already this is definitely giving it more coverage than the other one was. And I put about the same amount of foundation on them. Well, maybe even less on this one. So I'd say probably either like this Real Techniques kind of fuzzy sponge or the Junior & Co sponge are really best for this kind of foundation if you do like using sponges. Just don't know if you can see this where my like kind of spots come through sometimes. Yeah, you can see a little bit of pinkness. Whereas like here it's a lot more covered up. Okay, next I'm just going to quickly go into my concealer. I'm also going to use cream blush today. And that is that. Now I'm just going to set my under eyes, not the foundation, just my under eyes with a powder. And do the rest of my face, and I will update you later with how this foundation wore today using a sponge for application. So this is my update for day number 7, last day wearing this foundation. I think, yeah, definitely this side looks less coverage still. Still doesn't look quite as finished and polished as it did, as the other side does. So yeah, I would definitely recommend either like a fuzzy sponge, which is more designed for powder and things like that anyway, like the Junior & Co sponge, or the one I tried from Real Techniques. I think that would definitely work better with this foundation, or just use a brush if you like using a brush. But I think using a normal sponge, you'll definitely have to layer this up and you'll probably be using more product. However, for me this really works quite well because I don't have to add extra powder then as well, especially for my drier areas of my face, because I do get oily in certain areas, which that helps for. But it also helps in the dry areas not to dry out too much, because it is liquid to powder. Overall, I've really enjoyed this foundation. I would definitely not apply it with fingers either, it just doesn't work out too well. It definitely fell off a lot more during that day, definitely didn't enjoy it as much on that day. But I think with a brush, this is amazing. You might need to still powder down your concealer, but for your foundation I wouldn't recommend that unless you have really oily skin and you do need some extra powder. Maybe like then again throughout the day, because it's not fully matte, not like locked in, no moisture kind of matte. It's very comfortable
matte formula, which is why I really enjoy it. Still, if you have dry skin, this may not be the 100% best for you, but it's definitely better than something like a powder foundation, which may dry you out even more. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like down below, and also consider subscribing to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And if you have anything to say at all, leave it down in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye!